Okay, welcome everyone. This is the Friday night review and discussion for the Wednesday class. It is September the 2nd, 2022, and we're going to start this off with a meditation, the Porlana Sea meditation. So here we go.
So let's begin by working with and taking a nice deep breath of this Porlana Sea energy. And it's not something that you need to go searching for. It's in the very air that's surrounding you. It's moving in a circular motion around the entire planet. And it's very high frequency, life force energy of your star family. The color of Porlana Sea is like a beautiful, brilliant, fluorescent blue, part of the Halion ray, part of Michael, of course, part of the Mother. But see this beautiful blue flame, like the blue that comes out of a gas jet or a welding torch. The blue that you see in your third eye right now. And breathe in this blue. Feel your shoulders throw back, pull them back, open up your chest, relax. But feel that rib cage entirely open. And your central channel from your crown, from above your crown, from about the 16th chakra on up, down past your root, wide open to Gaia herself. That beautiful central column of your being, crack it wide open. Now breathe and receive this beautiful fluorescent blue. Feel it coming down through your higher chakras, through the roof of your head, the roof of your mouth, your throat, your high heart, your rib cage. Feel it explode and jerk into your Halion center, your solar plexus, your belly button, your beautiful tummy, your pubic, your root. Shoot it on down like a gas flame, down towards Gaia. And let's open up this stream and just fill yourself. And feel each and every one of your chakras being activated, brought to a more rapid pulse, a higher frequency that you feel you've got your hand in the electrical socket, that you're humming. Bring it on. Now feel yourself connecting to our beautiful Earth Mother Gaia, to this ancient, wondrous being, and pulling up that ruby red, that rich red, that life force red, and it's blending with the Porlana Sea, and it's a beautiful, rich magenta amethyst. Pull it up through your root, through your pubic, Don't forget, these are your areas for creation on earth. Into your tummy, into your sacral, into your umbilical, into your solar, into your heart. And feel these intertwining, caressing and dancing like that gas jet with your beautiful tri-flame, with your perfect pink, with the infinite gold of the Father and the infinite blue of the Mother. Feel them juiced up, dancing more brightly, more vitally, more exuberantly. Breathe it in. And open and receive. This is an energy that is penetrating the entire planet. But it is also an energy you can choose to build on, receive more of, and allow the activations to be more rapid. So open your heart. Feel that connection to your star family. This is their life force, their love force. And anchor it. Anchor it in each chakra. Anchor it from your crown down. Crown, third eye, fourth eye, throat, lower throat, high heart, heart. Halion, solar, umbilical. Sacral. Pubic root. Feel it all the way down to the arches of your feet. Feel it fill your bones like an electrical impulse passing through your entire body. It is enervating, energizing, but not exhausting. And let it flow.
As you can see, the prayer is it's expanding. That's what usually happens with me. So I'm just going to read the prayer and then we'll get into the review of Wednesday's class with Ashira. Okay, so Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, all angels and archangels, ascended masters, beloved saints, enlightened beings, star brothers and sisters, Gaia and the beings around the council fire, council of love, council that serves, our guides and guardians. We are your children and servants. We pray today for love in the balance, hope and joy, the two things in the universe, love and being worthy, and they are inseparable. For ourselves, family, friends, and coworkers, for all we intermingle with during the day, for that healing of self and our beloved collective, for the Divine Mother's purity, clarity, and her tsunami of love, for sacred purpose, for the projects we interact with, for consensus, democracy, gender equality, lifting all of us into the topaz box for peace and harmony on Gaia. Amen, amen, and amen. Okay. So I wanted to review the meditation that went with this channeling because it it has such an incredible some statements in it that were just amazing. So, oh, my neighbor is hammering. Can anybody hear that? I wonder what he's making. It doesn't usually go on for too long. Oh well. Okay, so yeah, so this is for the Mother Tsunami of Love, and it's reminding us the color of it, the blue diamond, the blue of the Atlantic Ocean, brilliant sapphire blue. So when you're breathing that blue, it's that really bright blue. And here Ashira says there are only two things in the universe, love and being worthy, and they are inseparable. And it reminded me of Archangel Michael talking about love and truth, and how love and truth are inseparable. And he said that, how did he explain it? You can't have love without truth, and you can't have truth without love. And it's the same with self-love and self-worth. We can't have one without the other. So, and this is the same concept behind hope and joy. And hope is a place of balance, knowing everything is forgiven in the higher realms. The Mother, the Father, the One, from that place of balance, everything is forgiven. And joy is that place of being in gratitude for self. And for sacred purpose, and gratitude for everything we've been through, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So it's all so intertwined, these divine qualities, relating back to the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, that gender equality within. And then he talks about turning ourselves into a screen, which is what I forgot to do today as I was letting things go, but I think I've got it anchored now. So and he says, like the screen you have on your windows to keep the mosquitoes out, a very fine screen, because that's what we are. We are very connected to the golden grid that's all around the planet, that's connected to being in joy and opening to our sacred purpose. And he says, we are an energetic grid. Feel this beautiful, warm, pure love, this blue water love of the Mother passing through you, filling you with ecstasy, with bliss, with love, washing away any debris. And I think why it's a screen is it's for the debris just to wash right through us with no resistance. No resistance, just, okay, the old feelings come up, feel them, let go right through you, front to back. And that's how fast it can happen. We don't have to know too much about them, just let them wash away. Any debris, any concern, anything that is not of wholeness. Feel that sense of relief as you are bathed in the Mother's water of love, her tsunami of love. So it's just a really good reminder that the letting go doesn't have to be really difficult. It just can wash right through us. Feel it pass right through you from your front to your back, catching all the debris, every stray grain of sand, every hurt, every injury, every disappointment. We are ready, and it is time. It is time for you, for me, for us, for humanity to receive in fullness this gift of love, and just relax and let it all just go right through us. I love that. So it's so easy for an image of it. Okay. So then this is Ashira. And I just pulled out some of the points, and jump in at any point if you want to discuss anything. These are just some of the points that I pulled from that last channeling. Ashira said, it is not only humanity and Gaia and all the plants and animals, the kingdoms that are receiving the tsunami. Such a massive energy cannot pass through your field, through your universe, through your solar system, through your galaxy, and not also be felt by us? Is it in exactly the same way? No, because we are at a different vibratory frequency, but are we enjoying it? Yes. And he says, he encourages us to do the same. Set aside your worries, your woes, your concerns, the ifs, the ands, the buts, and simply enjoy it. The gifts from above are plentiful and you receive them every day, but you are not aware of all the gifts you receive. And it is important, indeed, it is critical that you be aware of this gift and receive it with an open heart. Do you think that we don't know your thoughts, your feelings? No, we don't intrude. You're screaming at us and we can hear you. Do you ever think that we have ever said to humanity, where the hell are you and why don't you do something? We haven't. But he says at one point in their evolution, they may have. So they understand what we're going through. And so the more we can just recognize the old feelings and just go, oh, that's another one, and just, as you know, just turn into that screen and let it wash away. It's a very simple way to let go. He says, we don't feel anger, we don't feel the same disturbing frequencies, vibrations, emotions, whatever you call it, that you do, but they all have family on Earth. They're watching over, they're anxious to reunite with. But he says they're never going to do two things. One is we're never going to interfere or override the mother's plan. That would result in our own annihilation of our own souls. We won't do it. But the other is we will never create situations that will result in conflict or fear. That is why we have been so, can we say, prudent about how and where and when we have been showing up. So again, prudence is knowing when to step in and when to step out. It's like, I often say, it's like being a tree, you know, observing like a tree, and then and then just knowing that if you do step into something, be prepared to be very calm amidst the chaos. He says, we have developed so many workarounds that you would think we are the workaround specialists, but we aren't. But I might say humanity is very good at workarounds, and yes, in maintaining some of the collective illusions. So I get that, in that I can feel myself still letting stuff go. Hopefully we're getting close to the end of it for us that have been doing this for so long, or what feels like for so long. But I think the more conscious we are, and the more we see things from the higher perspective, from that place of no judgment of anything, so especially no judgment of self, that we, you know, we'll feel a lot more balanced within. Okay, so he says, we are as anxious as you to come together in celebration and unity together. This is not merely a trade commission or a diplomatic mission. This is us waiting for a family reunion. So it's all about love. We are being very vigilant not to interfere with the massive spiritual, quantum, physical, emotional, mental jump that each of you is taking. So if we just basically lay the lot on the table, then you might take it and run, but you may not be learning everything you can about your own ability to create. That's a really good point. And then he goes on to say, how do we discern an individual or a group? Scanning is done, and those who have the fear or the lower vibrations stand out as if they're a brilliant red on the scan of the group. Most groups comes through as a rainbow. Now we love the color red, but do not get us wrong. That is an indicator when we are looking at groups that there is a dissident. So I think what they're doing is not only are they looking from their etheric eyes, but they must also have technology that does this. When you have been talking about the tsunami of love, you've been talking about a lot of the old issues that are coming to the forefront. whether they're emotional or physical, it matters not, but they're coming to the forefront. And in that coming to the forefront is actually a very large release and a buoyancy in your frequency. So you are doing it. So don't worry about that. And what I do know that when you get an awareness of what you like, something I've been holding on to, and I've felt the feelings and I've gone through it, and then there's this incredible buoyancy when we get it. And I know, Steve, you can attest to that too. That beautiful feeling when you've finally let something go. You know you've let something go.
Who sets you free?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
truth
wonderful.
sets us free.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels really good. So then you are, we are like expanding our vibration and raising our frequency when we're doing the letting go. And I think SK did say in one of the universal law channelings that that's everybody's purpose, is we're here to let go the belief systems. Mhm.
Mhm.
And he said that would be the greatest gift to Gaia, is in the letting go of the old belief systems. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, so then Ashira goes on to say we have very good tracking systems. What we track, well, there are two things actually. We do the scanning of the individual. But think of it this way: you look like a pinprick of bright light on the grid. And while we are at it, so do your houses, your apartments, and your office buildings. And I remember Susie saying once, like an analogy for ascension was popcorn popping around the planet, like sort of like lights going off on the grid all around as people wake up and their frequency changes. And Ashira says, it is phenomenal how when the love, the acceptance, the work, the energy, not saying that there's never any trauma or tribulation. Yes, there is, but you're learning to deal with this and it shows up. We don't need a GPS. We have one installed already. So I wonder if that's like within each of us. If we're showing up like light on the grid, then we are the GPS. Would that make sense?
I think the soul is the GPS.
Okay. Okay. So but the belief systems obscure the light.
Yeah.
So
Soul, yes.
yeah. So as the belief systems let go, then our light emerges.
Actually, it's a question of density more than we become more refined in our vibration and then can meet the light's vibration at some point and see it. And as
Okay.
long as we're really dense because we're lying and cheating and all this stuff,
Fully
which
on.
puts tension in the body and we can no longer know the truth or see the light or
Right. But
the
there's,
question.
yeah, but he's saying right here that we show up as light on the grid.
Who,
So,
us?
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, we're still emitting light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our
Yeah.
light must be getting brighter. The more we let go of the belief systems, there we show
Sure.
up on the grid as light. And light is joy. Like that's what it is. That's the father energy of joy. So wow, I didn't that's amazing. We are our own GPS for them. So the more we let go of the belief systems, we turn into light and we show up on the grid as pinpricks of light.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't get that before. Okay, that's really cool. Okay, all the more reason to let go of the belief systems. We want to be bright lights.
That's right.
On the grid, so we show up on the grid. And he says it happens to where we live too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It says, so do your houses, your apartments, your office buildings.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there we go. Another reason to let go all those belief systems. Okay.
And it impacts the collective consciousness. It creates streamers of energy going through it and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So,
All right. Okay. So then he talks about asking for help from a star mentor and practicing telepathy. So I've been practicing this. And he says our mental capacities, our emotional capacities, yes, we know emotion, are highly developed. Now notice that I say highly developed, not superior, just more developed. So you would never think of us in that way. We do not want to be thought of as having superior capacities. So I will tell you how we do it. Anchor in your heart, go down to your halion, your stars chakra. So that's the one right underneath the heart, the base of your ribs. You have been working this with me, with all of us over the past couple of months. Sit as if you are sitting in your heart and sitting in your halion, and ask for one star family mentor. So this star family mentor can be part of your family on the other side as well. Sit, receive the name, immediately write it down. And why am I saying this? Because you're bringing it into your physical reality. You have mentioned like a pen pal. Well, is much more than that. And then begin the conversation. It will be primarily telepathic. You say, well, what if I'm not telepathic? And he tells us that we all are. So it's basically just trusting yourself that you can receive. And if it feels like you're making it up at the beginning, don't worry about it.
it's all made up.
What's that?
It's all made up. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're making it up.
Yeah. So just allow your heart and your mind to come into like a balanced place. And the more they are divinely aligned, then it gets easier to hear. Because it's not really English, I have to say. It's understanding, it's knowing, it's quite different than us speaking. It's a flow of energy, but it's really fun to practice. And then he goes on to say, Archangel Michael, Sanat Kumara, who we bow to, the Divine Mother, who we bow to, we serve. They have told you, you have brought your mastery to the planet for this time. You are not strangers to us. Our ties, our relationships have been intact for thousands of years. We know you and you know us. So telepathy is one of those talents, one of those capacities. So it's just, we're just remembering. And thousands of years could mean hundreds of thousands of years. How many thousands of years, Steve? Like,
What? How many thousands of years? What year?
have you known Archangel Michael first? Like you would have known much longer than that.
Eons.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years in an eon.
Yeah. So it's like,
Okay.
yes. I mean, we're really, really old. And I often tell people that when they do readings, we're really, really old. Like to be on this planet doing this work, we brought our mastery. Yeah.
Yeah. When you consider just how monumental and important our ascension is to the whole universe, if not to other universes, yeah, you can appreciate why this team is here, like Sanat Kumara, for instance. And Michael is here, and the mother is here a lot, right?
Yes.
So yeah, well, this is an important event. Yeah.
Saint Germain and Jesus.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then he goes on to say, our dimension became warped, jaded. What you've called the third dimension was actually operating outside of the 12 dimensions of human existence. That's incredible.
Oh.
We really mastered what doesn't work, that it can operate outside the 12 dimensions.
Oh.
Yeah, I've never heard that said before.
No, neither have I.
Yeah. Okay.
Explains the cleaned up third, though.
Yes, think of it as the clean third dimension. The body of the clean third dimension had a cancerous, poisonous cyst called the old third. And so that had need and is being cleansed, repaired, renewed, rejuvenated. And from that reality, you've jumped into the clean third. You've already moved up to the fifth and you're continuing to move up. And then he says, we never did that, not while assuming form. We have learned in many ways. We did it the hard way by relinquishing body, reincarnating, relinquishing body, ascending as a planetary collective and evolution to the higher realms. So what you are doing is fabulously unique and marvelous. Yes, I agree. That is one of the reasons we are not just here to observe. We are here to learn. We are here to support. We are here to cheer you on. And then as you do it, this method, this ability, this model can be replicated throughout the multiverse. And then Susie said, we're having an experience that nobody else has. So when we're working with our star mentor, they may be asking us questions, or even if you're just practicing telepathy with your guides or whatever, oftentimes, I feel like I'm explaining what it's like here sometimes. I'm like, you have no idea what it feels like here, but yeah. Okay, so then Ashira says, you are having an experience that no one else has ever had. You're part of the unfoldment and a very unique element in the unfoldment of the mother's plan. Our timeframes have been longer than yours because you have tended to think in terms of human life and existence, which actually is very brief and faulty, but that is another conversation. But when you have come, we have had an agreement that we would come and support you, much like your guides, your guardian angels, except we are galactics and intergalactics. So what does that mean, Steve? What are intergalactics?
Well, I asked Michael about that once. He just said that, or was it one? Anyways, he just said the intergalactics are just farther away.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Well, the galactics are within our galaxy, right?
Yeah. Oh, is that why they're called galactics? Because of our galaxy?
Yes.
Oh,
okay. In our galaxy, Milky Way. So the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So interesting. So this has attracted beings from far and wide.
Yeah. Because they'll be going through it themselves in about 200 years.
Another planet that's...
No, the universe will go through another ascension in 200 years in which the others ascend and come into our, the space that we're creating.
Okay, but I thought it was another planet that was not very evolved that we'd be working on within this galaxy. And then it affects the whole galaxy.
Who's the we, dear?
Like people that have been working on this one, beings that have been...
Well, actually, we are an ascension team, but we get a choice of what planetary system we want to work with. Okay,
and that's true for everybody that's here. Like they almost become specialists, of how an ascension like this works. And then
for somebody will be interested.
Yeah. Okay, so then Ashira says, we are here to support you. What you can do for us is be the truth of who you are. You are the masters. Okay, so then it goes back to love and truth, how intertwined they are. We can't have truth without love, and self-worth and self-love. So hope and joy. It's the intertwining of the masculine and the feminine energy to create that gender equality within and therefore without. So it's just knowing, again, it's just knowing that source energy in the Bible, God is mostly portrayed as masculine. And that's helped create a system of power over here that now we're balancing. So all systems of power over within, we are letting go.
Right. I just want to make one comment about the way we conceive of things, our concepts. For instance, we talk about romantic love or we talk about self-love. Right? But what one, there's a beautiful sunset happening. But what one finds when one experiences the higher dimensional love, there is no such thing as self-love. There is only love flowing, and we take it and flow it to ourselves.
Yes.
You know, so there is not a self-love, there's just love directed to the self.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, if you hold a concept like self-love, you look for it, you look for it, you look for it, you never find it.
Yeah, so what I've been finding with the Porlana Sea meditation, I can now feel that energy. Like I can feel it anchor, anchor, anchor into the different chakras, and it's a literal flow that goes right down through the core. And then when it combines with Gaia's energy and we pull it up, you can feel that compassion, because that's like that magenta color is wisdom and compassion and beauty, and I can literally feel it coming up in. So it's an interesting way of love as colors flowing within the self
Right,
as
beautiful.
well. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So I highly recommend working with that meditation.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love is the glue, love is the building blocks, love is the solvent,
Mhm.
and love itself never stands still. If love were to stand still, everything in the universe would go like that. The atoms are going like this out of love, and it's interesting.
Yes, it really is. Oh, okay. So then Ashira goes on to say, this isn't just some ragtag group from the far reaches of the multiverse that decided to come together. We are the chosen of the mother. You are the creators. You are the benefactors of Gaia. So when he uses that word benefactor, what does that mean? What does benefactor mean?
Benefactor is someone who bestows something good on somebody, like a gift or
Oh,
money, or
okay. So that's what we're doing for Gaia by being the truth of who we are.
yeah, we're serving her, we're bestowing cleanup on her, getting rid of pollution. We're her benefactor.
Right. So,
Do something good for her.
yeah. And so how it works with the universal law is the more we do the letting go of the belief systems, automatically it's like it's a as within, so without, the cleanup begins without. Whoever's purpose it is can access it
Yeah.
for the to be. Okay, so you are the ones that have said, I will not allow her to be killed. I will not allow her to be maimed and destroyed. We hear your cries, whether it is over nuclear waste in the oceans or fracking or chemtrails. And like, we have created all of this. Michael said that at one point. Our belief systems helped create what's happened to the planet. You know, how we created the law system and the medical system and the political system and the military system, and all this pollution was created with our belief systems. Yeah. So it's our inner judgment. So this is how important it is to let go all judgment of self and others. So, and then Ashira says, we are working with you, yes, unseen, to clean that up, but you are the ones that have come to rebuild and create Nova Earth. That is the gift you are giving us. So good. So, and then I put in Matthew's message, because this was really amazing around distinction around judgment. So Steve messaged this to me the other day, and Matthew said, the Bible says, judge not lest ye be judged. And channeled messages tell us not to judge others. If there's a difference between judging and having a negative opinion of what someone does, what is it? And Matthew says the difference is intention. Opinions based in the observer's personal values and principles are an immediate reaction to a person's behavior. Judgment is the intention to attach a devaluing descriptive label to that person. That's amazing that it broke it down that much.
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't understand the difference. I don't understand the difference at all.
Difference between what, Ken?
What was it? Judge and negative
Opinion.
opinions. I don't understand the difference. I see them as the same thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, actually. Judgment is an opinion, yeah.
But
Well, okay,
the intention behind it, though, if you're like, you can have an opinion, a discernment, and then, but if you have a discernment and it's an intention to devalue, like hurt somebody, then I think that's the difference.
Yeah, I think an opinion in itself it doesn't state what's the problem. But
Mhm,
if opinion carries a label that denigrates the person,
mhm.
that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a judgment.
Yeah.
It's hurtful, it's hateful. But-
Yeah, I don't, the letter writer used the phrase negative opinion, but I think it's whether it's based in fact or not, and whether the intention of it is to lower somebody in people's estimations.
Mhm,
Uh,
mhm,
You can have a discernment,
mhm,
more than an opinion,
mhm.
because
I
it should
think
be
it's,
fact.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, that's it.
I think it's splitting hairs to me. I don't see the difference in it. What it feels to me like is it gives me an out so that I can now judge other people. So I don't want that. And so I will just keep that negative energy is negative energy and doesn't have any place in what
Yeah, I would think that there'd be a lot of you froze. Can you hear me?
I think they can, but their internet goes in and out a bit, but they'll come back.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
There they are. Now they're back.
Oh, very good. Okay. I think you can have a number of things that carry discernment, like you could have a fact-based study, or you could have a judge doing a hearing and gathering evidence. And on all of these, if your intention is to demean the other person, then all of that would be a judgment.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the intention to demean the other person, but just to establish what is the fact, then I think that's okay.
Mhm. Yeah, because we're like, say, for instance, the opioid crisis. We know it's happening. There is an opioid crisis. It's very negative. America is losing 300 people a day. Canada loses 6. It's just unbelievable. For population, it's the same. So, but if we say, well, we like, because we're going through this ascension, we know that's part of the ascension process here. But, so if we say something really, really, really negative about it.
Yeah, those dope heads and those druggies, and
Yeah,
they're dragging us down and ruining the GDP and blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
Those could be judgments.
yeah,
So it's the difference between being able to analyze what's going on in just, and so to differentiate that from denigrating.
yes,
Yes and no. It's the analysis is neutral. It's what you do with the analysis that turns it into a judgment.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, then we're on the same page.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
not like we bury our heads in the sand and we don't know what's going on. We see it, but we're neutral about it because we know all the stuff that's happening is part of the ascension. We're going through the chaos to get to balance. From chaos comes change.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
see it, we stand back like a tree, we watch it, we bless it. And the more we bless it rather than judge it, the faster everyone comes into alignment. So we're blessing everything. So we're blessing all the politicians, we're blessing the opioid crisis, we're blessing the military, we're blessing it rather than judging it. I don't know if that
Okay.
makes sense, but that, to me, that's the way forward, to be in that state of joy where we're blessing it, knowing it has to come into right alignment. That's our ascension. There is no failure this time. The mother said that many, many times. Mhm.
That also explains the accent on behavior rather than people.
I'm sorry, say that again, please.
That also, what we just talked about, explains why the distinction is made between behavior and people,
Right, okay.
because people evolve, right?
Right.
But behavior can have unfortunate consequences and be deemed as negative, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm.
Like, for instance, adrenochrome production.
What?
Adrenochrome.
I don't know what that means.
It's a drug that is made by torturing children so that their adrenal cortex emits an oxygenated form of adrenaline. Which
So
is,
it's loosh.
no, Lush is a etheric. Lush is not in this dimension. It's an etheric. It's a
But what
gathering
you're
of
saying
the.
is, basically what you're saying is, unfortunately, this makes me really nervous when you talk about this, so I'm just gonna try to. So you're saying that torturing children creates negative energy and,
No, it creates a fluid that is taken out of their spinal column or wherever they take it out of, and then put in a bottle. And Johnny Depp takes out a needle and he puts it in the bottle and he puts the needle in his arm, and now he's wild man of Borneo.
he's what?
And now he's the wild man of Borneo. He's Gavin Newsom saying, "Oh, I can do anything. I can do this. I can do that." They're all on adrenochrome, including Hillary Clinton.
Well, we don't really know for sure. And
About
this-
what?
well, like, we haven't witnessed that. It's. you
Yes,
know,
we have. Hillary Clinton was denied adrenochrome when she was taken to a Guantanamo, and they watched her.
Okay, but we didn't, like, I didn't see that happen, so I don't know that myself. I don't know that. That was,
Right.
that was in the news, some online news. But again, this is where I'm saying we do the blessing of all these people and all this behavior, because if we judge it, then we're joining into the judgment and it keeps it all in place. So it's better, like, our job, I think, is to stand back and just bless it, and so that it comes into alignment. But if we have these harsh opinions about this, it's difficult for the for our frequency to be, for us to be a light even.
Yeah, the part that bothers me about all this is that you start talking about children being tortured, and immediately I start feeling negative about it. So,
Negative about hearing this?
yes.
Oh, okay,
yes.
yeah, got it.
So rather than listening to that, what I would like to hear is that there's negative energy that's created as a result of doing things to children. In other words, I don't need to know the details of what's going on in order to, because I get drawn into the negative aspects of it, and I don't want to be drawn into the negative aspects. Does that make sense?
Well, it makes sense, but you're about to hear a lot of negative stuff in the emergency broadcast.
Oh, okay.
The other, well, it was today, I think, or maybe yesterday, I became aware that Disney had produced an adult cartoon called The Little Devil or something, and it's all about Satan.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I think a woman is nude in it, and she gets impregnated by Satan, has a child who's the Antichrist. I mean, this is Disney, right? And I must say, I had a conniption. You know, we are going to hear about these things. There won't be any other channel available than the the information sessions that are going to be broadcast.
Okay, I guess what I'm wondering is that in order to take this in as information rather than negative energy, what I need to do to prepare myself for it.
Wow. Well, that's what I've been writing about for a long time, to try to prepare people for what's coming down the pike. But I don't know how you prepare, because I wasn't prepared to hear that Disney's putting out a devil. I grew up with Disney, right? In the 50s, little round TV and Disney. And it was always uplifting and decent and all the, for me to see what's happening with Disney is like a fundamentalist hearing that Jesus is not the way.
Well, I guess I understand that, but there's got to be a way for us to protect ourselves, so we're getting the information without actually feeling the effects of and that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think
Yeah, so there is a method so that we do, because I like, as I say, I dropped myself into the downtown east side and I sit with the women that are in real disarray, and I can do that without attaching to anything. So the key, I think, is really cleaning up the past. Key is balancing what you yourself have gone through so that you're not holding any judgment about it. You're blessing it. And then when you hear this information, literally you go into a blessing state rather than oh my gosh, it's like, it's triggering. Because once the past is really cleaned up and you're not holding any hatred from mother, father, siblings, relatives, then it's much easier to hear this and bless it so that it can just be washed away in the mother tsunami of love. And we get on with building Nova Earth in divine alignment.
So this is maybe another way of getting at our negative energy and clean it up.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you're triggered by any of this information, it usually means there's more cleanup from your own past to do. And then also realize it might not even just be from this lifetime. We've been here hundreds of times. And we've played all the roles. We've played the good, the bad, the ugly. We've been the abuser. We've been the victim over and over. And we're deep, deep, deep forgiveness of self makes it so that we're not triggered by information coming out, because we played all these roles.
When we're triggered, what happens is we say to ourselves, I do not want to experience this feeling. I don't like this feeling at all.
Mm-hmm.
But the very thing we need to do is to just sit there and allow that feeling to come up and go out without going, no, I don't want to feel this, and pushing it down again and having it be in there, right? Mm-hmm. So just what Kathleen was talking about. Mm-hmm. Experience it. If we had experienced all of our crap from the past, there would be nothing for it to catch on to. It'd
Mm-hmm.
just go right through us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so if you can remember to be like a screen and no resistance to any of this information, then there's no judgment about it. And you're basically in a blessing state. You're blessing yourself, you're blessing the people, that got caught in doing this type of thing. Because we're all here to remember our divinity. Like everyone is here for a reason with a different role, whether it's catalyst or, because there's a lot of people that are here as catalysts to get the energy moving. And so they're playing, being slightly out of alignment. Mm-hmm.
Well, not only that, but the Divine Mother, I asked her why we had to be the object of donations and gifts, why she can't just give us a prosperity package or something. And she said, you're there to excite generosity in the light workers. So
Yeah.
that's a catalyst too.
Yes, absolutely. And oftentimes in Vancouver, we have these fellows that will beg for money, and they are catalysts to get people into their hearts, because when you see them begging and all the people just walking on by, yeah, I'm like, okay, come on, people, wake up. Even a quarter, or even a loonie would, it's something.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, so. And so Susie says here, we just want to get on with doing the love and unity thing. And there's not a lot of evidence of that in the mainstream media and what's happening around the world. It just seems to be all disillusion and chaos at this point. And I'm personally looking forward to having a relaxing vacation. So this was back in 2014. I don't know that Susie's had a relaxing vacation.
Oh.
No, it's been 8 years of really, pretty diligent work on behalf of everyone. But what Ashira says to do is declare it, declare it, declare it. So he's saying declare the love and unity, like focus on that. And he says, now, one of the things that is going on right now is that your collective, just like you have said, old injuries are coming back for clearing. Many of the old paradigms that were very emotionally traumatic are also returning so that it can be cleared. Not that it has to be lived through again, but simply that it can be released. So know the power of your individual and collective declaration. As a species and as individuals, you've not fully grasped the power of no and the power of yes. No to the mayhem, yes to what you so richly deserve. And Susie said, love, it's all about love. And Ashira says, love, and love can be a fresh salad. It can be a fresh salad or a fresh packet of money. And so again, these are metaphors. And he says, feel it, put it in your hands, claim it, it is yours. So he's saying, focus on the love and the unity. Really focus on that, and that's what will transpire. And it's in that, what I've noticed with myself is when I'm focusing on love and unity, up will come what's not working to be released, but it can happen quickly, really quickly. Just to feel it.
So quick again.
Yeah, feel it, experience it as, and feel it to heal it, and it dissolves. So it's in the no resistance of it. And oftentimes people will not want to come into the reading room because they can feel like they're going to burst into tears. And I'll say, come in and burst into tears. That's part of the healing. Feeling the sorrow, to let it go. Just allow the tears. And that's why we have boxes of Kleenexes. Yeah.
So all this stuff that is coming up may not necessarily be personally us, but what it triggers is what we need to clear.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. And just allowing it, no resistance. No resistance to the feelings.
Our usual tendency is to say we feel aggravated or something and we get mad at the person over there. And none of this has anything to do with the person over there.
No, I get that.
Right.
Yeah. It's self not feeling good enough, not feeling love, feeling unforgiven for, shame, guilt, anxiety, you name it. Yeah.
Wow.
All those old systems. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that's it. That's it. So
Okay, well,
let me just.
4, pretty good.
What's that?
You brought it in on time. Wow.
Oh, did we? Oh my gosh, it's 8:04. Okay, there we go. Oh, look how dark it is here. Oh my goodness.
What'd you do? Did you turn out your light?
No, it's just dark. It's just dark. Let me turn on a light.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got you.
It's dark.
There we are.
There we
Yeah.
are. Mhm.
Uh-huh. Well,
Okay, well, that was.
what's next?
What's that? Oh, what's next? Oh, it's so exciting. I couldn't stop working on it this morning. It's
is it?
Ashira talking about universal law.
Oh, very good. Okay, we're gonna start in on that.
Yeah, that's what's coming. And
Good.
so well explained. He is a master at explaining it.
By the way, I invoked universal law the other day in a situation that turned out to be absolutely remarkable. You
Mhm,
know that my knees have been giving me a lot of trouble and that it's arthritis, right?
mhm,
I reached a point one day where I said, I demanded my seventh dimensional body, said I will not be inconvenienced by third dimensional conditions like arthritis, and invoke the mother, law of elimination, take it away, instantaneous transmission, turn up the, the markers, and
yep,
it disappeared.
good.
It disappeared. My arthritis in my knees, there's still a touch of it. It's about 80% gone,
Mhm,
but it was remarkable.
Yep.
Just like that.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep, I've had a few instances like that too, where I've just called in the help and said, help,
Mhm.
and they're right there.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And we can do it on behalf of others as well. So one was the baby was just crying uncontrollably. And
Mhm.
I just didn't know what to do. And I'm like, help, help, someone help. And instantly, boom, I could feel them come in and soothe her.
Very good.
Mhm. Yeah, so they're like, we're right there.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna run along.
All right, that was fun. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys. Thanks for coming.
Yes.
Bye.
See you Tuesday.
Yep.
You're